Yeah.
What is your like favorite Star Wars character, like of all time?
Probably Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan's a pretty good pick. I like Obi-Wan a lot. Obi-Wan's pretty great. Ben, what do you think?
I'm gonna have to go with Abeloth.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
I'm gonna go with Qui-Gon Jinn for one reason. Well, for two reasons. One, Liam Neeson, but two, his little man bun thingy looks like a little chicken nugget. Hello and welcome to Travelers, Tips, and Tales. I am Jake.
I'm Mike.
I'm Ben.
And today we have with us our good friend Chase. Hello, Chase.
Hey, that's me.
That is you. You are Chase.
No way!
And welcome to this episode where we're going to be really chill and very less structured than we normally are, but that's fine, because today we're just talking about Star Wars in general. Because, you know, not everything has to be about Dungeons and Dragons.
Now, Star Wars can be very controversial among the fans, you know?
Oh yeah. Very.
You could say that again.
Star Wars is very controversial.
This is where we're gonna learn if our fans actually like us or not. Please don't say that again.
As we are. You take away all the structure and the planning from our podcast, and you're just left with us.
If you like the best of us, you gotta like the worst of us too. That's how it works.
If you can't handle us at our Star Wars, you don't deserve us at our Dragonville.
Shout out to Session 6, plot twist. Anyways.
I'm sorry, Dalton. It's okay, Dalton understands.
Yeah. We'll give him a second chance for sure.
So, because we ask this of every guest, Chase, can you explain your D&D experience? Even though this is not a D&D episode.
Totally not important to the rest of the episode, but still.
Well, I played a lot when I was younger in elementary school. We kind of started off with one of my friends had a book, and we kind of just read cool abilities from the book and made our own game with it. But then we evolved into someone printed out character sheets, and we went, "Oh, there's a way you're supposed to play this." And then I stopped for a while, and then I started back up when I was like 17 or 18.
Nice.
Yeah. It's pretty lit. Yeah.
You know what else?
On another note, though, Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Ben, what else were you gonna say is lit?
It doesn't matter anymore.
Star Wars!
You're gonna say Star Wars is lit?
No. But I'll leave you and the fans in forever mystery and doubt.
Guys, I'm pretty sure he was gonna say the Star Wars is lit.
Shut up! I wasn't, actually. I was going to say lightsabers.
Oh. Star Wars is also lit, though.
Dude, speaking of lightsabers, because we don't have a structure, I don't care, I'm just going to throw this out there. Did you see the actual plasma lightsaber that the guy made?
The guy
yes.
made? Yeah.
Yes.
That was dope.
Oh
So
my god,
dope.
he made an actual proto saber. Jeez.
Super cool.
It's not
Shout
very
out to that
portable,
guy.
but it's still sick.
But that's like the first models of lightsabers in the
Yeah.
lore. It's like they had backpacks, and if you cut the backpack cord, the lightsaber would just stop working, and they were like, "Ah, crap."
Ruh-roh.
Guess I'm gonna die.
I will say a disclaimer, at least on my end. I'm only going to be speaking of experience watching the movies. I have not read the books, so
Yeah.
Books, comics, games. There's like so much more than just movies.
well, because like the information from the movies isn't going to be the same as the information with the books, because sometimes things will get changed or stuff will get cut out.
I mean,
honestly,
yeah.
the books were made after the movies, and they're actually like they didn't change a whole lot in the books.
They
it was
they
pretty
actually
faithful.
added more. Like they just added like what characters are thinking in certain
Yeah.
moments, so it's like you get more in-depth view into. I have, if you're interested, I have the original trilogy all in one book. If you wanted to read it, it's pretty lit. I'm not trying to brag, I just happen to have it.
So Star Wars.
In a similar
Yes, it
disclaimer
is.
to Michael, I know probably a little bit more than Michael, but I'm also stupid, so
Well, you've
Probably
learned
forgot
by
most of it.
existing near me.
Yes, being merely in the presence of this man named Chase, you slowly seep in more knowledge of Star Wars.
I'm surprised that it never got brought up that I'm a huge Star Wars nerd too. Like,
But yeah,
I will literally sit and talk about Star Wars for hours at a time if prompted.
Right?
It just never got brought up, I guess.
well,
Chase
here
and
we
I after
are.
this are just gonna go and talk about Star Wars.
This moment, all of this came for this one moment to align. Everything in the universe happened just for this moment right here. Chase and Ben talk about Star Wars.
And go.
All right, so
pressure's on.
personally, I feel like the origin of the Sith is kind of dumb.
So Corellia, am I right?
I know, right? But anyways, for reals though, I feel like Star Wars has taken a drastic downhill plummet in the recent years in terms of the movies quality.
I
But I
think
feel
it
like-
sure. I think you could definitely say it's been a roller coaster.
Yes, especially with the changes in directors and actresses just dropping, just dying,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
killing
and-
characters off like no.
I mean, even
It's like,
even the
Jesus.
change in ownership of rights.
Yeah, but that's what started this whole thing, and it's like the first one that's like it wasn't as well received as we were hoping. Fire the director. Wait, what? No, don't do. He had a plan. Get this new director. Okay, is he gonna listen to anything the last director said? No.
No.
He's gonna make up this whole new plan. And then the third movie, they were like, all right, so are you gonna finish the plan from the second director? And they're like, no, we're gonna actually take over completely, and that director has no more say in what the movie is. Yeah, and then that flopped, and now they're like, hey, George Lucas, you want to come back and you want to come
Fix
back and
it,
redo
please.
all of these movies?
it's
I'm
like a
pretty excited
child.
for that though.
It's like a child who built their Lego set and had their dad help, right? And then
Mhm.
like while playing with it, they played with it too hard, and then it broke, and they were like, "Please fix."
Yeah. Meanwhile, the shows are fantastic.
I think
yeah.
Disney tried doing too much with it because I mean George Lucas originally said that there was never supposed to be episodes 7 through 9. The 6 movies that were out already told the complete story that needed to be told.
Dude, you know what they could have done, honestly, and it would have been absolutely perfect if they had just made it exactly how it was written and made it into movies. I would have watched it. I would have loved it. The story
Yeah.
of Kylo Ren. Right? Or not Kylo Ren. What? Darth Revan. Sorry. I don't know why that was, like, in my head. Wait, Darth Revan.
Oh, you wanted him to go back.
Perfect. Yes. And just make it exactly how it was, because it's so perfect.
Well,
Plus,
I think
I love all the memes of, you know what? I can't remember names. I'm just gonna stop talking.
well, I feel like with LucasArts they were like, well,
Keanu Reeves.
The
That was the name of Keanu Reeves playing Darth Revan is what I want from life.
Well, I think at the time when they were starting to think about like conceptualizing Episode 7, they're like, do we want to go forward or backwards? Well, we could do the Knights of the Old Republic thing, we can do the Revan thing, but that just finished in video games. Like when did the newest KOTOR game come out? Like 2013?
Something like that, yeah.
I feel like it would have been too soon to like adapt a game into a movie. So I think they took the safer route of going forward instead of back. Because
Yeah,
the
but,
actors,
like,
they also took
yeah.
advantage of the actors still being alive.
Yes, they
Yeah.
did. But
Well-
they wasted it.
How long did that last,
Yeah.
though?
For the time that they were alive. Rest in
Yeah.
peace, Carrie Fisher, man.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
But they
now
did
our only
also do
chance,
one
like-
movie where they went back.
Yeah, they did Rogue One.
Yeah.
You're
And
right.
Solo.
They did
And Solo.
Solo.
And Solo. I really liked Rogue One and Solo.
I never
I
watched
did too.
Solo.
I never did.
I heard
either.
that it wasn't that good.
I recommend it. No, it's good. It's a good romp.
Well,
Dude,
because
I'm with you, Mike. I still haven't watched it, but I have heard so many good things about it that I actually do want to watch it.
I
but it's just,
I
haven't had the
probably
time.
took like a year after Solo came out to actually watch it. I think I watched it like when it came out on Disney Plus.
I think you might have watched it with me. I think you might have just sat down while I was
No.
watching it.
I watched it. Yeah, the time that you're thinking about when we watched it, I watched it once like a week before because Like it just came out on Disney, and I was just like, you know what? I really need to watch this movie. And then I watched it, and then like a week later, we were all just like chilling in the living room because if the listeners didn't know, I lived with Chase for a good amount of time, and we were just like chilling, and we were like, let's watch a movie, and then we were like, oh, Solo's good.
Well, so like I had heard Solo wasn't really worth the watch, and that was the reason that they decided not to go through with the Kenobi movie.
Yes, well, it got a lot of backlash.
It got a lot of backlash, but I don't think it was because Solo was bad. I think it's because the movie right before it was bad, and everybody was like, whatever the next movie is, no matter what it is, we are going to trash this movie, and we're not going to see this movie, and that's
to make up for. Yeah.
Which is bad because I would have loved to see more Ewan McGregor on the big screen.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not out of the question. I know there's still talks of the Kenobi series, right?
Oh no, they are starting the filming of Kenobi the series.
Oh, no way!
With the same director as The Mandalorian.
Oh!
John Favreau?
Oh yeah.
I love that man so much!
John Favreau has done so much for Disney. He is the only good thing there.
Well, no, because Ewan McGregor came back too.
Yeah, he was actually on the set of Mando. He posted about it the other day, and he said that the old robes that he wore in the prequels was there.
Oh, dude.
That's
so good.
I think Hayden Christensen is also going to make a guest appearance in Kenobi.
See, here's the thing. So, growing up, I remember I loved the prequels. Like, that was my favorite thing, was episodes 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
I rewatched them, like, maybe 6 months ago. I forgot how much of Hayden Christensen's dialogue in those movies was just... It sounded like a poorly written Shakespeare play.
Yeah.
Okay,
really
yes,
did.
but hear me out. Hear me out. That is actually a perfect accompanying... what's the word? I can't talk today. But it's like the perfect encapsulation of what it's like to be an awkward teenager hitting on a 20-something-year-old.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd be awkward too if I was hitting on Natalie Portman.
Who has
but...
never been able to have any kind of interaction with a woman before because he's a Jedi.
Literally forbidden.
Yeah, he's a slave who's hitting on a queen and he's had no practice in his entire life.
He's just doing his best, man.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? I feel for this man. I dig it.
Like I said, man, if I had to hit on Natalie Portman, even if I was just acting, I'd be saying stuff just as poorly, but...
I'm just imagining Mike trying to hit on Natalie Portman.
It would not go well.
It would not. Oh, man.
Things would be said, the police would be called, it'd be a
That's a hearty oof from Traveler Ben. This is Traveler's approved oof.
One Traveler approved oof.
That's all it takes.
It's gonna be a Traveler yike from Traveler Jane.
This will be a soft chuckle from me.
And Traveler Ben will approve all of these. They're all approved. They're going on Instagram. But yeah, Star Wars, like, there's so much out there. Like, I feel like Disney really messed up when they bought it and then threw out all the old stuff that was already written in comic books and stuff. They turned it all into, like, legends instead of canon.
Hey, that's the Disney way.
Well, but here's the thing. If Disney had done that same thing, they had a plan. Like, if they had thrown out all the old stuff and then the same day given us, like, this breadth of new content, like 20 books, a whole comic series, like, dropped it all on the same day, I think it would have been good because, like, they have a plan, they can move forward from there, but instead they said, no more, and eventually we'll have something.
Yeah. If they laid down a hook or something for us to eat up and just be like, ooh, we had this, but now what is this? Like,
exactly.
Yeah. But like some good things have come about. Like they're using some things from Legend. The Darth Vader comic series is really good.
Yes, it is.
But it's like you weren't ready for it. Like, you weren't ready for how much the fans were gonna be like, "What are you doing, Disney?" like, we'll boycott all of your other movies. It's not even related to Star Wars. You're not ready for this. You don't know how crazy Star Wars fans can be.
Okay, so just to prove like how weird Anakin's lines were written in, especially episode 2.
Still on this.
Dude, listen,
We know.
I was upset with myself that I didn't already have a quote pulled, but now I found one that perfectly shows it.
I don't
The
like
thought-
sand.
This is him talking to Padme. The thought of not being with you, I can't breathe. I'm haunted by the kiss that you should never have given me. My heart is beating, hoping that kiss will not become a scar. You are in my very soul, tormenting me. What can I do? I will do anything you ask.
That's Attack of the Clones, isn't it?
That's
Yeah,
Attack
that's
of the
episode
That's
2.
Attack of the Clones. Right there.
Here's how we fix this problem that you're having here, Michael. Your big problem here is that Hayden Christensen's lines
Were written by a
get to
wacko.
Padme. These are the big problem, right?
Yeah.
Just watch Phantom Menace. There you go. There you go.
But then you
No
have to deal
cringe
with
line.
young Anakin.
Yeah, but I think young Anakin's better than that.
Look,
And don't get me wrong, I still love the prequels. They're still my favorite out of all 3 like trilogies.
Holy cow! Really?
Yeah.
I
Unpopular
agree,
opinion,
actually.
but
I
yes.
love the prequels.
Prequels are great. I think
actually,
prequels get hated on too much.
Here's the thing about the prequels. A lot of the time when I get the urge to watch the prequels, rather than sitting down and actually watching them all the way through, I'll usually just watch like Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the animated series,
Yes.
like the movie and the
Mhm.
series, and then watch episode 3, and then that's it.
Yeah, that's fair. Episode 3, probably it goes back and forth between my first and second favorite Star Wars movie. Period.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is my favorite Star Wars movie.
I've watched some episodes of Clone Wars, but not enough to have a full opinion on it. But from what I've seen, I do like it. I just haven't had the time to actually sit and watch it.
Oh,
If you
That's kind
take
of a
the
similar.
time
Yeah.
and get emotionally invested in Clone Wars, and then with this last season, it's probably the best payoff for a TV show.
Yeah, I mean,
Ever.
yeah, I'm in
I have to
kind
agree
of
with
the
that.
same boat where it's just like I know that I'm gonna like it, and I've gone through a good portion of it multiple times, but it's just like I can't get through it all. I just never have enough time to just actually sit through it all. And then
I mean, that's
and then
fair.
eventually, like, there's a big enough gap from me not watching it to where I'm like, I should probably start at the beginning again.
Dude,
Well-
he's freaking at me next time. It's like how I watch all my shows that I watch.
Well, so, okay, I will say I have not watched any of Mando Season 2 yet.
Nor have
Same.
I.
I know that they were bringing in one character, and it's a character that everybody loves from Clone Wars, Ahsoka.
Yes, Ahsoka. Tano.
Yep.
Now, have you seen the second season of Mando, what's been out so far?
Yeah, I'm caught up.
Has she been introduced?
They name dropped her in like the last minute of the 3rd episode.
Okay, so I'm not sure how I feel about the actress that they chose, because I've seen who they chose.
I haven't seen it, but again, she might not even end up being in the series. It might be a flashback or some sort of hologram. Because if you think about it, Ahsoka might not be alive. She's pretty old by now.
Yeah.
So,
Like, for sure
Yeah.
she survived, like, the series Rebels. But, like... yeah, it's after, like, the fall of the Empire and all that. It's, like,
Yeah, because it's gonna be... She's being played by Rosario Dawson. And I don't know how I feel about it.
like Chase is Googling who the hell that is.
no. I'm Googling how long the Tortuga... Or Ahsoka's race lives.
I couldn't even tell what you were trying to say there, because I didn't know that was what a race was.
I was like, Tortuga? Like, what?
How long do turtles live?
Togruta.
This is a whole different... This is a whole different
82
Disney
years
movie.
to 200 years. So
Oh,
she could
well,
be alive.
she's fine.
Okay, yeah.
Wait, the minimum is 82 years?
Well, no, that's like the average, but they've known to be up to 200.
Ah, so it's possible.
Yeah.
Alright, maybe.
If they were, it says specifically those who were keenly attuned to the Force have lived up to 200.
Oh,
So,
she's
it's a safe
more than
bet.
keenly attuned.
Sounds like Google there is basically name dropping her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, most of them not
Ahsoka
really,
Tano.
but this one, she's a good onion.
Yeah, but from what I've seen of Clone Wars, I'd say that she's probably one of my favorite characters in the whole universe of Star Wars.
Oh, easy,
Dude,
easy.
I
That's
will
fair.
say though, like, if you don't like young Anakin, or if you don't like how Anakin is played in the movies, in Clone Wars, I think you will change your entire opinion.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Like-
That's my biggest problem with like the prequels. Is like I watch the prequels and I'm like, but Hayden, why couldn't you be more like Clone Wars Anakin? Because Clone Wars Anakin makes sense. He's like, this is what I feel like Anakin was like really supposed to be.
Well,
Like he's like
Clone
this,
Wars Anakin
this,
came
like-
after.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
It's just like
prequels Anakin is more whiny, I think, is the complaint
Yeah.
most people get.
Yeah.
Get when I talk to people about it. Whereas Clone Wars, and this was actually pointed out to me by Bailey, previous guest on our show, because I was talking to him about it. He was like, the Clone Wars Anakin portrays more of the rage that he's supposed to have, like in the books and in the comics and all the extra stories. He's supposed to have this rage inside that he's like constantly suppressing, and in Clone Wars it really shows that. It really shows like the struggle of trying not to let it out and failing a lot more than you'd think.
Well,
it's
and
not just sand people that he's like, nah.
I will say the one fault that I have with the prequels is the build-up for Anakin turning into Vader is like, yeah, it kind of leads into that whiny thing of, well, okay, we see how Vader is in the sequels. How does he get to that point from being someone who's just looking for a way to love and have a family?
Well, the fall was they did not have enough time. 3 movies, they should not have had to introduce so many characters and wrap up so many characters. Like, people are going, okay, there's Yoda, there's Vader, there's Palpatine, how are Luke and Leia born, who is Pad, like, they introduced so many characters that if you want to hit emotional notes with characters, you got to do it quickly and concisely, and they couldn't do that with Anakin. Like, you can't do Anakin quickly. You can't do it concisely. You need to give him time.
you need
character.
the long timeline.
Yeah, which is why the Vader comic is so good. Because it
Yeah.
gives you such an in-depth look at what Vader's mind is like now, like how it changed from Anakin to Vader.
Yeah, I think it would have been better if we were able to kind of draw out the process of him aging and see, like, okay, this is what it was like when he was, first getting his training to be a Jedi.
Yeah. Well, there's a comic series for that too, just saying.
But I rather want to see, like, in the movies, I want to see it done on the
Well, then,
screen, because I don't like
At
reading.
Disney, bro. I've been waiting for this too, because I knew it existed, and I haven't seen it animated yet.
I don't like reading.
I
Like,
think if
he's
they'd
like,
have
see,
done-
the problem is I'm illiterate. I've been raised my entire life that reading is for nerds. It's basically
This is the
my
D&D podcast.
Listen, don't at me, all right?
Hey, at Traveler Mike.
yeah.
Hey,
Traveler
hey,
Jake fully giving
need
the
you-
permission for all viewers to at Traveler Mike.
Yeah, I need you to help me at Disney real quick so that they can curb and make this crap.
Dude, let's make one of those petition.
Put me in as a consultant. I'll do it for free.
You're hired. Jeez. Yeah, there's so many issues that people have with, like, the prequels and all that, but it's like, they really were working with what they got, and I think they did a great job. Like, some of the acting was a little,
Yeah.
but I like it.
I think the biggest thing that keeps me interested in the prequels is Natalie Portman and Keira Knightley.
God dang it. Dang it, Mike.
And Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor is the god among men.
Dude, did you know he has a brother who's in the British Air Force?
Yes.
And
OB2.
his call sign is Obi-2.
Yes, I am aware. Okay, but I think that's enough about the prequels, guys. We can only talk about the prequels for like an hour at a time.
I will talk about the prequels all day if I want to, Ben.
I'll do it, dude. I work with you. We can literally do that. But I think that there are some things to be said about the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Now, a lot of fans I know won't even touch the original trilogy in conversation. They're just like, it's perfect, and then they stop talking about it. But I have issues with that. I don't think it's as perfect as people claim.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think the original trilogy was a series of very lucky things for Lucas.
Yes, agreed. I 100% agree. He did not, like, most people thought the first movie was going to crash and burn. Like, they didn't want to give him funding. They didn't want to give him anything. And then after the first movie dropped and everyone flocked to the theaters and started becoming super fans immediately, they were like, "Oh, maybe we should have a sequel."
Yeah, nobody would. Nobody would touch the script
plan.
with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, there was never even a sequel plan. Like, originally, there was no, like, episode whatever. It was just Star Wars.
Yeah, wasn't there a...
I have a VHS.
There's like an interview with Steven Spielberg where he was like, yeah, they showed me a screening of it, and I was like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen.
They had such a low budget for the first movie, and it still came out really well for what they had.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, yeah. I will tell you right now, I have a VHS of just Star Wars.
Me too.
In my
house. I got the trilogy, bro.
Yeah, but it just says the word Star Wars. Like, there is no A New Hope or Episode 4. There's none of that. It's just Star Wars. And then also, it is before Hayden Christensen took the place of that random old dude at the end. I have that movie too.
They said, "Hey, go stand over there with those two guys."
Yeah, are we supposed to know who this guy is? Nah, it's just supposed to imply, you know.
Yeah, so it originally wasn't even going to be called Star Wars in the beginning. It was originally going to be called Adventures of Luke Starkiller.
Hey, they reused Starkiller. That's neat.
I actually didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, so I had heard about it from somebody else, like, years ago, because somebody that they knew had gotten a signed copy of the original script, and I just remembered it now that we were talking about it, so I looked it up to verify, and I'd made sure before saying it.
I do like that they reused the name Starkiller later on, though.
Yeah.
In the games, because I actually really like Starkiller. I think he's pretty neat.
Still waiting on 3.
Oh yeah, dude. And I love debating with people about Starkiller. They're like, why is he so strong? He's not even that. He shouldn't even have that much force, like, potential. And I'm like, it doesn't matter, because he never learned how to use the force properly. He learned how to explode, and that's what he does.
Yeah.
like, if you took a child and you were like, hey, here's a frag grenade. Do you need to know what it does? No, but you need to know how to use it. And then they learned how to use it, and then you sent them out, and they started using a frag grenade. You'd be like, why are they using a frag grenade? Oh yeah, I taught them to do that. Did I teach them anything else? No. That's all they do.
Well, and Starkiller didn't care about the spiritual aspect, so he didn't spend 90% of his time meditating like Jedi and Sith did.
Yeah.
So it was like, he didn't have that thing holding him back about, oh, I should or shouldn't do this, or oh, I should learn this, or oh, I need to be in tune with myself to do this. He went, I can either do it or I can't.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, that's cool.
Yeah, he learned that later on by himself, but, like, it's like, if you hone someone into a weapon, that is what they will become. Like, if you hone them into a wise Jedi, then that's what they'll become, but if you teach someone how to explode with force powers, that's what they'll do. That's it. That's all they get out of this situation.
And in my opinion, there was 2 major factors that made the series, like, popular, and that was, 1, it was something new. People had never really thought about doing, like, a whole series of movies set in space like that. Or if they had, they hadn't really gone above and beyond the way that Lucas did. And then the other thing is that Harrison Ford, who was a big name at the time because Indiana Jones was in it.
Yep.
Did Star Wars really come out after Indiana Jones?
Yeah.
I did not know that, actually.
Yeah, after the first Indy.
That just shows how low their budget was, because Indiana Jones looks way better.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I mean, if I remember right, I'm pretty sure the first Star Wars movie, they just, like, found spare props that were lying around.
Yeah.
That were, like, around theater departments.
That sounds about right. That sounds... I 100% believe that, actually. I don't even have to look that up. I just believe that.
Yeah, it was crazy.
But they did it.
They did it, and they created a series that is loved by so many people, despite the atrocities that have been committed.
Indeed.
For sure.
One atrocity being what they did to Han Solo's character in the new movies, I gotta say. I don't like it.
Is that not in part, just Harrison Ford being a grumpy old man, though?
I mean, in part, but also, like, just let him be a grumpy old man. He doesn't have to be like, Ben, don't do this.
Yeah.
But, like...
I can help you, Ben. Like, no, the Han Solo I know would be like, I mean, he's my son, but he's evil, so, like, bam.
I feel like they
go
had to
shot
write it
first.
that way, though, because Harrison Ford made it part of his agreement that he would only come back and do another movie if Han Solo died.
Yeah.
That was part of the agreement that he made them sign.
I mean, I get that.
And imagine
But then,
how
like-
mad everyone would be if he just went out, like, in a dumb way.
Like
That didn't really impact the series in any way. You know what I mean?
like another character that we know and love.
Ooh. Yeah, something like that. Anyways. Maybe like a couple characters we know and love.
I think we can agree that Disney did a very, very poor job of pulling from the rich universe that they had already established when they picked up the Star Wars name.
They absolutely, they bought the rights to something that had so much already there that they could pull on and build off of. And you know what's pissing me off lately about what Disney's doing with it? Disney
No, I don't.
artists for the comic books are blatantly ripping off fan art of ships and
Yes!
putting them in their comics. They don't even like the one example is this guy makes 3D models of Star Wars ships like that he creates, and he puts them online to like
designed by him.
to design them. And Disney so blatantly stole them that they didn't even remove the peg that they stand on when you 3D print them. They just put that on their page.
Really?
Yep.
Yes.
Jeez.
Like, and I'm like, what are you? You couldn't even, like, take an erase tool and just be like, there you go. Like, you just successfully plagiarized, like, a fan art that you. What?
Here's the thing, though. That's as much of a dick move as that is. That's smart for Disney to do, because now if you're the guy who designed that, you either try and take Disney to court, which good luck, or you just profit off of it and use that as part of your portfolio in the future. Be like, hey, I provided this artwork for Disney.
Dude, if I was that guy, I would 100% sue Disney.
Yeah.
Good luck,
You
though.
know,
Gotta
you
give
know
it a
what
shot.
I would do? No, you know what I would do? Without like saying anything, I would put out the next thing that he designed, but I would put like a copyright on it and not say anything, like not announce that it's copyrighted. And then when they stole it, just be like, actually, I copyrighted this. I'm suing you.
The
And then make them
lawyers...
do like
The lawyers at Disney would know how to drag on that case for decades, though. Like,
Yes,
you would
but that's
never
not the point.
get anything out of it. You
But
would
that's not the
lose
point.
money.
The point is not to, like, to win. The point is to be like, hey, Disney, I'm calling attention to what you're doing. In a legal court case, there are laws that you are breaking right now. You are stealing my intellectual property that I made, and you are profiting off of it. At the very least, they would have to stop doing that.
Yeah.
And design their own original crap.
It might get put on hold, but it would take decades for that to resolve. It just wouldn't be worth it to me, because the amount of money you have to spend on lawyers' fees, you'd lose money in the process. No matter how much you end up getting from Disney in the lawsuit.
If you were suing Disney, if I was a lawyer and somebody was like, Disney is stealing my intellectual property, I would do that for free. I'd be like, what? That's the case of a lifetime. Disney? That's like saying Google stole my art. Like, what?
Yeah, Disney lawyers will either drag it out, or they'll do what's smart, and they'll just pay you like $500 and say, all right, there you go.
Oh no!
They're
Actually, I want
compensation for your art.
$500,000. I want $500,000 because you've stolen more than just that. You've stolen my identity.
And you go through negotiations, they'll
soul.
probably give it to you.
Oh yeah, they probably will, just to shut you up.
Yeah. They don't
And
want
then
that going
what you do
out.
is you take that $500,000, right? And you have to make sure that you don't sign anything that says you can't talk about this.
Oh,
What you
yeah,
do
don't
is
sign
you-
a non-disclosure.
Yeah, and then you take that $500,000 and then you use all of that money to advertise, Disney stole my stuff, and they paid for this ad to tell you about it.
This video is sponsored by Disney.
This money's sponsored by lawsuits. Actually, I take all the times I said we're getting demonetized back. This is the episode.
Disney's going to kill us.
We're all there's not going to be any more episodes after this one airs, folks. Disney will find us.
Hey Disney, before you take us down and destroy us, my mom buys a lot of your stuff, so
Truth. Her house.
Michael's
is
mom is
covered
literally like the
in Disney.
biggest Disney.
my mom literally designed our guest bathroom to be Disney themed.
It's weird.
She
Take that as you will.
she kind of goes a little crazy every now and then.
It's creepy.
But Disney, if you do want to promote us, you know,
Oh yeah, if you promote us, we will take back everything we've said negative about you, and we will advertise for you.
we will re-edit this episode to cut out anything negative.
We'll refilm the whole thing. Just re-record it all.
Dude, we're
It'll
just
just be a small
re-record
black
it, and we're all just
ether.
like, it's just us with like long eyelashes, just blinking pretty. Like Disney's great. Actually,
just be-
I do think Disney is great. I just think whoever they put in charge of Star Wars is kind of.
You mean Kathleen Kennedy?
Yeah.
I'll say it. I'm not a part of the show. It's Kathleen Kennedy.
Look, I didn't say it. My window's closed right now. They can't see me right now. That's all.
Here's the thing: with how good Mando was done, why would you not just have Jon Favreau write all those movies?
Truth.
Jon Favreau is the best person
Well-
to ever do that.
But here's the thing about that, though. Jon Favreau has taken a bunch of different things, different established ideas, like westerns and things. Like every episode of Mandalorian is something that's already been done somewhere else, but done in a Star Wars way. Whereas with a movie, you need to do something new. You need to do something that you
but-
can slap on and say, "This is original Star Wars." With Favreau, it's like,
He's like reinventing Star Wars. but
Yeah.
it's
Here's the thing, though: you have a man at your disposal who kicked off the entire MCU.
not. Truth.
He wrote and produced Iron Man.
Yeah,
You got a point. I'm not
these
gonna
are
lie.
facts.
Why would you not utilize this man? He's at your disposal. You've seen that he can start an award-winning series.
well, that's just another case of he took from the comic material. Iron Man has source material that he was
But
able
I
to
mean,
draw from.
is that a
But
bad
then again,
thing?
that's actually kind of what we want for Star Wars. Never mind, I
yeah,
go back.
that's what I'm saying.
Never
That's
mind.
what we're all arguing for. Is that like take the information and lore that you already have set in place and actually use it, and that's
Yeah.
the big problem with what Disney is doing. So, what is the big problem with Jon Favreau doing?
Yeah, the problem is Disney had all this
Like,
access to material, but didn't
that's-
use.
That's what the man is good at doing. Like.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing with Mandalorian. He's taking like all these things from like westerns and Star Wars, and he's combining them, and he's making it into Mandalorian, right? And so like, why not just let him do that with the freaking episodes?
Yeah.
I think you guys might be right. I think maybe definitely at least bring him on to like consult for new movies or something.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, or something like
Just be like the
have
visual
him.
director or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I'm the only person in the world that really loved Star Wars Episode 7. I loved The Force Awakens.
No, I like it too. I do.
So yeah, so here's the thing I have about Force Awakens. That was a good movie. But then Disney fired that director.
Yeah.
And then they got
Yeah.
someone new, and I still to this day do not understand why.
Yeah.
Like, that guy set out this amazing groundwork, and everybody was like, oh my god, this is so great. He's paying homage to the old movies. He's bringing back all the old characters. They're going to get Luke, Leia, and Han all together again. And then the next guy came along and was like,
Nah.
Well, it's because
I
they
don't really
couldn't.
like that guy.
It's because I mean, J.J. Abrams is a big name in sci-fi, especially. I'm sure he
True.
asked for more money than
Yeah.
what the Brian Johnson did. So
Yeah.
he said, "Oh, less money, sure, yeah, you can do it."
And then they learned why
Yeah.
that was a bad idea.
Yeah.
Well, but here's the thing, though. Disney still publicly sticks by Dave. What's his name? I just said it.
Ryan Johnson.
Ryan Johnson. Yeah, Disney still publicly endorses Ryan Johnson. Like they're like,
Publicly.
yeah,
Yes.
they're like, we love this movie. Still,
Yeah,
Well,
publicly.
yeah,
I don't
because
have
they don't want to
anything-
admit that it flopped.
It's
I don't
true.
have anything necessarily against Ryan Johnson. I mean, he directed Knives Out, and that is a amazing movie. I love that
I actually
movie
just
so
bought
much.
that movie yesterday. I haven't watched it
It's really good. It's really good, honestly. Like, I kind of want to go over to your house just to watch it with you because I like that movie. But I mean, like, he's a good director, like in certain aspects. You know, he flopped with that, but
Yeah,
like he
but
still
here's
has
the
that
thing.
potential.
In-
But then again, you all are still proving the exact right point that J.J. Abrams had a plan for the freaking
So,
trilogy.
here's-
When you're
here's,
planning for a
like-
trilogy, you need to stick through with the director who has the plan from A to B.
Yeah. In his defense, he took what was already designed and he was like, all right, I have to rework this because I don't get what he was going for. I'm going to try to go for something different. And here's a thing that I found out shortly after episode 9 was released, with the whole Palpatine coming back and stuff like that. He actually had enough material there to make everything in that movie make perfect sense, and it would have been like a 4-hour movie.
Mhm.
Like, that is how much actual uncut footage there was. And then Disney came along and was like, we want to just do fan service, actually. We don't want to do anything else. And he's like, but I filmed like 4 hours worth of movie. And they were like, yeah, but we don't want that anymore.
Yeah, but no.
Yeah, but no. Yeah, Palpatine, he just came back. How? Cloning, Sith science.
Yeah, I
But,
mean,
like,
honestly,
I had that filmed, like, how he did it. And they're like, nah, we don't care.
yeah. I mean, honestly, I just feel like that's just going to be the problem with any director per se that you're going to
Yeah.
have, right? Is that Disney's just going to be such a chokehold and threshold on your creative, idea.
Well, that's why they gotta plan it out. They gotta
Yeah.
don't start filming till you have the whole thing planned
Exactly,
out.
yeah.
And don't listen to fans. If you're gonna do it, you do it your way, and you do it the whole way.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff with the newer movies, it just felt like they were in the middle of producing, weren't really sure where to go, started hearing fan theories and goes, that sounds like a good one, let's run with it.
Well, yeah,
True.
dude. Episode 9 is the most reactive movie I've ever seen. Like, it was quite obviously them going, oh, they didn't like this, let's do this. Oh, they didn't like this, let's do this. Oh, they didn't like Rey being a nobody, let's make her somebody. Oh, they didn't like words today. They didn't like what's her name, the girl.
What's
that
her name?
everybody
Oh, whoa, what's her name? Oh, no.
hates. The girl
Rose.
in 8.
Rose.
Yeah, Rose. Oh, they didn't
Rose.
like Rose. Let's write Rose out.
Yeah.
It's like they took so many things. They just listened to the fans, and then they didn't make a movie.
Well, and there were so many fan theories about who Rey's parents were, and I was like,
Yeah.
these are all a lot of cool theories.
Yeah.
And then they went with Palpatine, and I was like,
Dude, my
why?
favorite theory about who Rey's parents were like, she's like, her line is like Kenobi, because Kenobi
Yeah.
and like the Queen
Yeah.
of Mandalore, like,
Yeah.
and then like that was like my favorite theory, and then they were
Yeah.
just like, nah. But
Honestly,
in their defense, it is canonical that Palpatine had a girlfriend.
yeah, but they were, I believe it was even Disney who was like, oh, like, if you take the context that surrounds her, you'll be able to figure it out because of, like, what she's wearing and all that stuff. So people started looking into, okay, she dresses kind of like Obi-Wan did in the prequels. She is one of, like, 3 or 4 people in all of the movies that has a British accent, even
Yeah.
though Qui-Gon Jinn, Liam Neeson, is British, but he didn't have a British accent in the movies.
Yeah.
So people were like, okay, this plays more into her being Obi-Wan's daughter. And then it never worked.
Yeah, but like even in the prequels, Palpatine canonically had a girlfriend.
Even he canonically got some.
She's from a race that thinks that really like morbid things are funny, and Palpatine also thinks morbid things are funny, so they would just
Because
make
he's
jokes all the
Palpatine?
time. Yeah, they would just be like, that guy died, ha 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 ha, and she'd be like, ha 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 ha, and then they would just have a great time.
Yeah, but going back to the Rose's death, that just like annoyed me so much because it felt so much more fitting for Finn to have done that there. Like it was such like a it would have hit so much better if it was Finn. It would have been like it would have tied his character more together on like he was kind of like lost in the eighth movie a little bit, and then he would have really like struck it with that in the ninth. It would have been really cool, but no, they were just like John Boyega, more famous, leave him alive.
Wait,
Yeah.
what are you talking about?
Where Rose
The arc
dies.
that Finn was going through, like
Rose
Finn should have
died?
been the one to die. Yeah,
Did she die? Or
Pretty
did,
sure.
did she get
No.
saved? I can't remember.
No,
Rose
no
didn't
one,
die.
no one dies in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody dies.
But she stops. Yeah, that's why I'm getting mixed up here because like Finn's about to die and then she like saves him.
Sorry, one guy dies. That's in the eighth movie, by the way, not the ninth.
Mhm.
Also,
Yeah, no,
I think
totally
Kylo
understand.
Ren's
That
arc
is in the
was
eighth movie,
rushed.
You're right.
Oh, dude, the Knights of Ren were so underused. It makes me sad to this day.
Yeah, it does.
Makes me so sad. I don't even know how to express how sad it makes me.
Well, and then it was hilarious because they were trying to come up with these like new styles of clones that they were hoping everyone would latch onto, and then everybody latched onto just a really basic one that was in it for like 10 seconds.
Yeah. Truth.
Disney lost every fight that they tried to win, and then just won ones that they weren't even focused on.
Yeah, dude. Disney would be like, all right, we're losing ground on this. Let's switch directions. And then the fans were like, why did you switch directions? We were starting to like that thing that you put out. And Disney was like, what?
all right, we'll go back. And they're like, well, no, now you've already changed it. What are you doing?
Yeah. We're just like, make up your mind, Disney executives. What the hell? See, this is why normal people can't discuss Star Wars. But since we literally have an hour to sit down and do nothing but talk about Star Wars, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Man. But that being said, at the beginning you asked who my favorite character in Star Wars was, and I think only Chase knew who that was.
You're a sneaky one with that answer.
Oh yeah, technically she's not even canon anymore, but I don't care.
Well, they've hinted at her.
They've hinted, but it's
They mentioned the Maw.
This is true. Well, actually, it's pretty easy to explain who Abeloth is. Abeloth is. I just don't want to get it confused with like a character in one of my D&D games that has a very similar name, so I'm trying not to like.
Oh wait,
mess
hold
it
on.
up.
Now I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think who that
Abeloth is anyone who's watched the full series of Star Wars: The Clone Wars and knows about the father and the son and the daughter in like the Force place where like there's the fountain.
Oh
with the,
yeah.
Anyone who's watched that will actually pretty much be able to understand who that is. Abeloth was there, and she took the place of the wife, and she married the old dude, and she kept the two siblings in line, but they are immortal and she is not. So eventually she was like, alright, I really want to live forever so I can be here with my family. So she not only drank from the light side pool, but also the dark side pool, and became an entity of pure force energy. And she became a horrifying, soul-devouring monster, and it was terrifying.
Woof.
And Luke Skywalker fights her in the comics, and he actually has to team up with the Sith in
With
order
the
to
Sith,
lock her
with
away.
Darth
Because
Krayt. It was so cool.
yeah. But even then, they don't actually kill her. They just lock her away, and she'll be back. Because how the hell do you kill that? You can't. You can't. Yeah. And was that when Luke became one with the Force to beat her, or was that for a different thing? Getting
That
my
was
timelines
for the Yuuzhan Vong, was it not?
The Yuuzhan Vong, yeah. Dude, we're going deep now.
This is all just going over my
Yeah,
head.
yeah,
We're going in.
Me and Michael are just sitting here smiling and nodding, like, yeah.
So after the fall of the Empire, there's an invasion from an alien race from outside the galaxy called the Yuuzhan Vong, And what basically comes about is that Palpatine knew about this, and that's why he built the Empire the way he did, so that they would be able to fight back against the Yuuzhan Vong. But since Palpatine and the Death Star got destroyed, the remnants of the Empire tried to fight back, and they're basically just getting mollywopped by the Yuuzhan Vong. And then the new Jedi Order formed by Luke were like, oh, we should probably help them. And then they tried, and they were like, oh man, this is really bad. And then Darth Krayt, the new big bad Sith Lord, was like, yeah, that's really bad. We should probably fight the Yuuzhan Vong. And then they had to team up. And then while that was happening, Abalon showed up, and they were like, oh, crap.
Well, and to make it worse, the Yuuzhan Vong weren't. It wasn't just like we're losing. It's they had their very first war campaign into the galaxy. They got to Coruscant and terraformed Coruscant.
Yeah.
They literally took out the capital planet and terraformed it. They cut a swath through the galaxy. They were unstoppable and destroyed the planet.
Jeez.
Huh.
Oh, and
That's
they're
pretty
force
neat.
resistant because they're from outside the galaxy.
Yeah, they're literally just a void. Like, the Jedi sense a void, but they don't sense them.
Yeah.
Oof.
They're like the Tyranids are in Warhammer lore. Like, they're the shadow in the war.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, that's a
okay.
good analogy.
Okay.
Yeah, they like stop the powers of psychers. They stop psychic abilities. They just show up and everything goes quiet. And the Jedi are like, "Why
What's
is that
going on?"
quiet?" Everyone's like, "What is happening?"
Oh no!
Yeah, they're like,
We
"Why is
gotta
this?
get out.
Why is Coruscant suddenly quiet?" And everyone's like, "I don't know. You should go find out, Jedi."
At the
That's-
time, the leader of the New Republic used a suicide bombing to try and take out a minor ship because they were that desperate. The leader of the entire galaxy.
Yep.
Feels bad, man. Feels bad.
You should really go back and read those if you're interested. They're really cool.
You
It's
know,
like
you know
30
who probably
books.
ordered the whole invasion though?
Hmm.
The greatest Sith leader of all time, Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, dude, you know what? There's... Okay, I don't want to bring this up because it might stir up too much controversy, but we have like 10 more minutes, so why not?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I say go for it.
There is a canonical moment where Jar Jar Binks picks up a lightsaber and kills an entire regiment of soldiers by himself.
Hmm.
And then goes back to
Okay.
acting like normal Jar Jar immediately
What?
afterward. There's in one of the comics, he basically gets stuck with a clone commander. I can't remember who it was. I want to say it was Rex, but I'm not sure. So don't quote me on that. But he gets stuck with this clone commander, and the clone commander's basically like, just, you know what, Senator Binks, just stay back. You're fine. It doesn't matter. Just stay where you are, and we'll deal with it. The Jedi that they were with already got killed. And they were like, ah, crap. So the clones are all, like, pinned down by all these, like... I can't remember if they were... I think they're, like, assassin droids. They're, like, pinned down. They're desperately fighting. Jar Jar picks up the lightsaber, turns it on, and it, in just a flurry of motion, takes out all of these things. And he's standing there with the lightsaber. His eyes look like they're glowing yellow. And then immediately after, goes back to being, like, clumsy Jar Jar and, like, falls over. But in that one moment... In that one moment, the clones were like, what just happened?
While he's doing it, though, is he doing it in, like, the Jar Jar way of, like,
No.
he's doing it all on, like...
He's not
doing it-
fumbling
looks like
around.
he's doing it all on accident, or is he, like...
No, he's, like, force jumping and stuff, and it's like, what is going on? That is, like, a canonical moment where it's like, is Jar Jar a Sith Lord?
Confirmed.
That's an interesting comic. There's like a couple YouTube videos on that too that I've watched, and I've been like, yeah, they came to the same conclusion I did. They're like, interesting. Darth Jar Jar confirmed. A lot of the times when you talk to people who are like, just watch the movies and you're like, Jar Jar's a Sith Lord, they're just like, what are you talking about? Like just shut
like,
up, man.
Get out.
Yeah, get out, leave. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. Please.
No, I've seen enough of the memes. I support it.
Yeah, and then there's people like me and Michael where we mostly just watch the movies, and then you walk up to us and you're like, Jar Jar's the Sith Lord, and we're like, really?
We're
Okay.
like, all right, accepted, done.
Accepted.
Alrighty then.
This is canon now. Yeah. There's like all sorts of crazies. And I can't tell if like that was supposed to be a serious moment, or if the writers were just like, Jar Jar's a Sith Lord.
I wouldn't be
Lamau.
surprised.
Lamau, check
were
it
just-
out, bro.
They were just high while writing it.
Dude, I wrote this in that Jar Jar picks up the lightsaber and like kills all these droids, and then the other writer's like, dude, that's great. I'm
Dude,
drawing it. I'm doing it right
He's
now.
like, dude, I'm gonna draw it. You keep writing it. We'll put it in, and we'll see if anyone notices.
Bury it in archives.
That
literally
moment-
10 seconds later, all the fans are just like, Jar Jar's Sith Lord! Jar Jar's
That
Sith Lord!
moment, that moment is just a $20 bet on whatever comic
Dude,
book company.
And I guarantee you, dude, Disney did not care.
George Lucas is just like, what have they done?
No, George
Wait a
Lucas is
second.
like, good. My students are fulfilling their ultimate destiny.
The
If
prophecy.
If Disney will not maintain my intellectual property, I'll do it myself.
He's the chosen one. He'll bring balance.
Jar Jar is the chosen one.
You know what, Michael? What you said recently just made me realize what I should have done for the intro. What's your guys' favorite Star Wars meme?
Darth Jar Jar.
Like
It's either Darth Jar Jar or
template or just
Sand.
idea?
It's either Darth Jar Jar or Sand.
High ground.
For me,
High
it's gotta
ground's
be.
great.
For me, it's gotta be an image of General Grievous, like with his arms up, but he's got like 1,000 arms of something
Yes.
for some reason.
Yes, yes, that one is so great.
Okay,
I love that
actually,
one.
I have
That
my
one's so
actual
funny.
answer. The prequels. That's it.
I really like. Oh wait, shoot. Well, for me, it's between the Kylo Ren more meme because I just think that one's so funny. Just like because it can go anywhere. It's just like more, and then I also just like the sacred text. Just
Oh,
because
yeah.
Secret text.
I just like
Yes.
that mo. It's just funny.
Dude, any meme from
sacred
episode
text.
3 is where I'm at personally in terms of my meme liking.
Hello there.
General Kenobi.
Ah, the negotiator.
to this
That one's
day,
also really good.
to this day, I can text Bailey and just be like, "Hello there," and he'll respond, "General Kenobi," 100% of the time.
That's true friendship, man.
Yeah.
Really should have done that. For the... Maybe I'll edit it in. Who knows? I'll just swap them.
But then it doesn't make sense with my later comments.
I'll move it all around. I'm probably not. I'm too lazy.
No, just save.
It's all gonna
Just
be
keep it at
exactly
the end.
how
Keep
it
it
is
at the
for-
end.
No, it's all going to be exactly where it is in the recording. I'm too lazy to do that.
Exactly.
Fun fact: this episode was not edited at all. we just threw it up
God.
there.
I feel sorry for the first 20 minutes of listening.
I just downloaded it for a little bit and just no. I did that part where like I cut it at the beginning and the end, and I put the intro and outro, the music and stuff. But then I just wait a couple days, so Ben and Michael think that I edited it, and then I just like put it in the Google Drive. And I'm like, all right, guys, the edit's in, and they're like, sounds good.
All right. Well, it is about time to wrap up.
Yes,
Aw.
unfortunately.
But Star Wars.
Yeah.
But we
But
just
Chase-
got to the meme.
But Chase has to wake up at 3 a.m.
But yes, I do.
Yeah. So
That's
for
fair.
any of our listeners who don't know, and if you're at this point in the podcast, I don't know how you don't know, but we have a YouTube channel.
Oh wait.
There's-
For anyone who doesn't know, there is a Star Wars RPG. If you love Star Wars
yes.
and you want to play an RPG, there is a tabletop Star Wars RPG, and there's a second edition coming soon.
Nice.
Yes.
That's all I had to say.
Okay.
But also, we have a YouTube channel that's called Travelers Tips and Tales. We have an Instagram that's called Travelers Tips and Tales. We have a Facebook page. It technically exists, but it's called Travelers Tips and Tales as well. We also technically have a Twitter account, which is at Tips Tales, and Tumblr page, which is Travelers Tips and Tales. But you could also, this is one that we do actually use, do our Patreon, where you can get a bunch of homebrew stuff and other stuff. I promise there's content there. You get our our episodes early. It's great. It's great. It's called Travelers Tips and Tales as well. We also have an email if you'd like to email us any questions about anything. You can even email us stuff about Star Wars. I'm sure Ben would be happy to actually give you a fulfilling answer rather than me and Michael do anything about it. But that is travelerstipsandtales@gmail.com. We also have a website that's called travelerstipsandtales.com. And yes, we also have a really nice patron, and that patron is Ben's mom.
Yeah.
Also,
Thank
because
you,
he's
Ben.
here, Chase is also a really good patron.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
go
indeed.
Go me.
Chase was actually
is
our
the-
first
yeah.
patron.
Yes.
Yeah. He was part of that deal that Michael threw out without asking anybody else first. That was like,
Yeah.
if you sign up right now, you can be on
That one deal that Michael was like, "This is gonna happen," and me and Ben were like, "What?"
But
Okay.
it worked out.
Thank you,
it worked out
Chase.
because we got Chase on the show and we talked
Yeah.
about Star Wars for an hour.
That's not why I signed up, but yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't
Well,
even know
see-
that existed
see,
till now.
Chase signed up because of the content.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And to support his friends.
It was definitely not to support my friends. No, I hate you guys.
Yeah, we hate each other. We live together, but we just hate each other.
I kicked him out and then moved away because I just couldn't stand to be in the house that he was in.
He just knew. It was just the thought that he knew that I lived there. He's like, yuck.
Couldn't bear to live in the same town anymore.
I moved
Like-
2 towns over.
But yes. Yeah, this has been Travelers Tips and Tales. We're bad at doing the actual outro, so bye.
Bye.